and initiation. How did I forget? Another example. What's up, you guys? Aditi. Welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is a developmental theory. So let's begin. Erik Erikson was a neurofreud. You know what neurofreud is, right? He was convinced that for development in a child or in humans, social interaction is the most important thing, and not what Freud believed in. Like, you know what Freud's emphasis was, right? On sexuality, and Erik Erikson did not believe in that. So Erik Erikson focused on the relationship an infant or a child has with the significant others in their surrounding, like parents, teachers, peers, co-workers, all of that. And by looking at all of these relationships, he came up and he proposed the 8 stages of psychosocial stages, which are developmental stages actually. So stage 1 is trust versus mistrust. So this stage occurs from birth till 1 to 1.5 years of age, and this is when child or babies are totally dependent on their parents for everything. So you can think like the babies think of parents as an extension of themselves, like parents exist for them, kind of a thing. And this is a time, or this is in this stage, babies are learning a sense of trust whenever their needs are met. If they need food, comfort and affection and diaper changed, and if these needs are met, they develop a sense of trust in people. But if these needs are not met, they develop a sense of mistrust and they do not expect their needs to be met in future. Second stage is autonomy versus shame or doubt. This stage occurs between 1 to 1.5 years till 3 years of age, where toddlers want to do things on their own, like eat food with their own hands rather than being fed. So they begin to understand that they can control their own actions. So if toddlers are encouraged, they tend to be successful in controlling their own actions, and that develops independence, aka autonomy. But if toddlers' attempts at being independent are blocked, if they are criticized or overly controlled, they develop a sense of self-doubt and shame for failing. Stage 3 is initiation versus guilt. So this stage occurs between 3 to 5 years of age. It takes place during the preschool years, where kids learn that they can influence and control the world around them. And this is how they learn to take responsibility for their behavior as they develop self-control. So if preschoolers learn to control their behavior, they feel capable and develop a sense of initiative. But if they fail to control their reactions and behavior, they feel responsible and anxious and develop a sense of guilt. Stage 4 is industry versus inferiority. This stage occurs between 5 and 12. Children at this age learn to read and write, solve sums. They also learn to interact with their peers, which develops a sense of self-esteem in the child. They also tend to compare themselves with others, whether I'm doing better than them or whether they are doing better than me. So like success and failures, they start comparing. If a child feels they have developed the academic and social skills, they develop a sense of industry, which makes them feel competent and improves their self-esteem. But when child fails or feels that they have failed to learn these skills, then they feel inferior when compared to others. Stage 5 is identity versus role confusion. This stage is the adolescent stage, so age 12 to 20, you can say. Adolescents are soon going to be adults, right? It's like the adulthood is like the next stage. So they are busy exploring themselves, they're busy discovering things out about themselves, building their own identity. What do they want to do, who they want to be, and they need to develop a sense of self and personal identity. They need to figure out who they are, what they believe, what they want to do, what they want to be as an adult. And adolescents who are able to do so, they are able to define their values, goals and beliefs. Such adolescents will develop a stable sense of self and identity. Adolescents who are unable to do so remain confused and may either isolate themselves from others or try to be like everybody else instead of being themselves. Stage 6. Intimacy versus isolation. So this stage occurs during young adulthood, so age 20 till 30 years old. And young adults are trying to find a potential love interest. They feel the need to form intimate, loving relationships with others. So individuals who successfully find someone will have a fulfilling relationship. And individuals who are unable to find someone, they will isolate themselves from others and may even experience loneliness, even if they are involved in shallow relationships with others. Stage 7. Generativity versus stagnation. So this stage occurs between 30 to 50 years of age, where adults feel the need to be a creative, productive person. They want to become parents, they want to nurture the next generation or create a positive change in the world. They feel the need to be useful and they feel the need to feel accomplished. So those who are successful in this stage will feel a sense of accomplishment for contributing to the world by doing the needful. Those who are unable to succeed will feel unproductive and uninvolved. Stage 8. Ego integrity versus despair. It occurs during the late adulthood from 60s and beyond. This is the final stage and it's about reflecting back on life. One needs to feel a sense of wholeness and they should be accepting of life as it has been. So older adults who are able to come to terms with their lives, they are able to let go of their regrets and they will have a sense of completion. But if they fail to do so, they'll feel a sense of despair, regrets, and bitterness. Okay, before I let you guys go, I have to say 3 things at the end. First is, if you are finding this daunting to remember these 8 stages and usme kya kya hota hai, then you can remember the names of the stages and you are done, because trust versus mistrust. And in that stage, you are trying to trust your parents for their needs to be met. If they are not met, there's mistrust. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The second thing I want to say is that if any conflict or if any challenge that you have in a particular stage, if that is not resolved, you tend to continue it. You tend to bring that. We'll call it baggage. It's like a baggage. So as a baby, maybe you couldn't trust your parents for your needs to be met, and that's the reason why you have trust issues now as a 20-year-old. Also, I'm just putting a disclaimer here that this is not the only reason why you may have trust issues, because one thing that I can think of is that you have many experiences as you grow up, so those also affect you. It's not just your childhood experiences that affect you. As you grow, you have new experiences and those affect you as well. That's one of the factors. There can be multiple factors why you may have trust issues. According to Erik Erikson, this is what could happen. Another example I can think of is that you are in stage 6, which is intimacy versus isolation, where you're trying to form intimate relationships and find a love interest, to get married and all of that, and you can't do it. Then probably because you have trust issues, you have not formed close long-term relationships like friendships in the past, and hence you have that with you all along, and you feel that you can never form long-term relationships. And this is where people tend to say that, oh no, I am commitment phobic, mujhe relationships वगैरह नहीं जमता. Okay, so that is another example, that whatever conflicts that have not been resolved in the past, you kind of carry it along and it kind of affects you in the present until you overcome them. And third, the last thing I want to say is that in the beginning I said that Erik Erikson is a neo-Freudian. You know what neo-Freudian is? Neo-Freudian ante follower of Freud. Okay, I've already made a video of neo-Freudians and also this psychosocial stage. Psychosexual, psychosocial is very similar. There's a reason for it, because Erik Erikson was influenced, or he was inspired, I don't know what would be the right verb here, with the psychosexual stages of Freud, that Freud gave us, not of Freud, that Freud gave us, and hence he came up with psychosocial stages because he believed that social interactions matter more than sexuality. So you should go and check out psychosexual stages of development as well, personality development as well, because I've already made a video on that. Okay, now I'm going to let you go. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video.